Okay, I'm gonna actually turn this light off. Okay, Brielle?
What?
I'm gonna turn this light off.
Yeah, I saw it.
How you doing? No?
Okay, we're good. Yeah.
Good morning. It's nearly 7 a.m. I'm Patrick, personal trainer, SGX level 2 coach, and a bunch of other things. This is my wife Leah in the background here, and welcome to another Spartan SGX Lebanon Saturday morning 7 a.m. workout. I'm pretty pumped to be here. I hope you guys are too. All one of you out there right now. Feel free to comment, make requests, heckle me, do whatever you want. Today, you probably saw the email yesterday. We're going to train power. We're going to train power today. So this is going to be a little different. Other than the warm-up, we're actually going to be moving very fast today, very quickly. Some of the big exercises or areas that we want to develop power in today are your back muscles, chest muscles, core muscles, and then some leg muscles. So it's going to be pretty close to a true total body workout, but we're going to be developing power in these muscles today. All the warm-up exercises we're going to do today are going to help lead us up to those power exercises. And also, in between our warm-up and our power training, we're actually going to do this thing in the middle here called plyometric training. And we'll just do a handful of those exercises, which will be a lot of fun. So again, feel free to comment, heckle, ask questions. It's 7 a.m. Let's get going, and we'll start with a warm-up. Okay, for our warm-up, we're actually going to start with our shoulders and shoulder blades. I want you to do two things at the same time. You'll pull your shoulder blades back, reach the arms back, and now as you're holding, I want you to try to squeeze these muscles. So try to contract and tighten those muscles up. Just like you would if you're making a bicep muscle where you tighten that muscle up, but you're not moving. Reach those shoulder blades and arms back and try to tighten up those muscles in your back. And just hold. We're going to hold for 5 to 10 seconds. And then relax. And we'll do that same thing again. Pull the shoulder blades back, reach the arms back, and tighten up. That concept of tightening is going to be very important today. So really try to do that. Even if you can't do it perfectly, just make sure you're trying. Good, and rest. Let's do that one more time. Shoulder blades back, reach the arms back, tighten those areas up. Good, and rest. Okay, now we're going to move to your chest area. You're actually going to give yourself a hug. So my shoulder blades are actually going to come forward. I'm going to reach around, and you're going to try to tighten all the muscles up in here. Just squeeze those muscles, tighten up, and relax. Let's do that again. Kind of give yourself a big hug, but now tighten all these muscles up in there. Good, rest. We'll do that one more time. Tighten those muscles up. Good. And rest. Let's move down to the core. We're still going to include the upper body a little bit, but you'll be primarily focusing on tightening up this core. First exercise is you'll actually twist. Notice how I'm going to keep my hips still. So you're going to twist, reaching that arm back, but now tighten the core up in that position. Hold 5 to 10 seconds. And rest it. Let's go to the other side. Reaching the arm back, twisting, but don't turn the hips. Keep the hips still. Tighten up the core. Good. Let's go to the other side. Tighten it up. Good. We'll do it one more time the other side. Reach the arm back, tighten it up. Good. And rest it. We're going to do the core. Again, arms will be involved, but you're going to squeeze your abdominals. So check out what I'm going to do. I'm going to collapse. I'm going to reach my arms back, and I'm going to squeeze here. Squeeze in the abs. Relax. Now reach up all the way and arch your back. And now try to squeeze the core again in this arch position. Squeeze. Good. Let's collapse. Squeeze. Good. Relax. Reach the arms up. Squeeze those core muscles. And relax. Let's do one more core exercise. We're going to include the arms again, or a core warm-up. Is you're going to reach the arm over top. And see how it almost makes like an S? So I'm side bending with my arms involved, and then I'm going to squeeze all these muscles. Squeeze. Relax. Let's go the other way. And squeeze here. Brace those muscles. Relax. And squeeze. Relax. Last one. And squeeze. Cool. If you're just joining us, today we're going to be focusing on power. Relax. And we're starting to get our upper body core warmed up. Now we're going to move down to our hips. So we're bracing, contracting, squeezing different muscles as we get into different positions. So this one we're going to balance. You're just going to reach your leg up as high as you feel comfortable. Now we need to try to squeeze these muscles. So squeeze this muscle, squeeze your butt, try to squeeze your hip abductor and adductor. You're trying to squeeze everything as you hold that position. Good. Relax. Let's go to the other side. Same thing, lifting the leg up, keeping your leg nice and straight. Squeeze the butt, squeeze the hip flexor, squeeze everything around your hip, 365 degrees. Good, and relax. Let's go back to the other side. Lift the leg up, and again, squeeze. Squeezing the glutes, hip flexors. Good, relax. Let's do it one more time on the other side. Lifting it up, squeeze, squeeze the glutes. Good, and relax. Now, same thing, you'll reach the leg back, and we'll squeeze all those muscles again. So we're just changing the position. So lift the leg up. Just keep the leg straight. Squeeze all those hip muscles. Again, that concept of squeezing is going to be really important because we're going to be using that in the power workout later. Good, relax. Let's go to the other side. Same deal, lifting that leg up as high as you feel comfortable. And when I say comfortable, primarily your lower back. Make sure your lower back feels comfortable as you're squeezing these muscles. Squeeze in here. Good, relax. Let's go and do one more of those each side. Reach it up. Squeeze in the glute. Trying to squeeze your hip flexor. If you need help balancing, if you have a person next to you, just push them over. Like Brielle's doing. Good. Oh, one more time. Other leg. I almost forgot. Lift the leg up. Squeeze the glute. Try to squeeze your hip flexor. Squeeze all those muscles. Good. And rest. Okay, we're going to move into the lower body. Lower legs. Pretty simple. You're just going to do a little bit of a rock. So you're going to flex your feet up and then rock up onto the calves, or to the balls of the feet to get the calves. We're just going to kind of rock back and forth to get those lower leg muscles. We'll do a few more of those. Cool, that should be plenty. All right, now next we're going to do some movements. Again, focusing on squeezing muscles, and then we'll get into our plyometric training, and then finally into our power training. So the first movement I want to do is a chest press. So what I want you to imagine is that you have two cables pulling back, and you're going to squeeze your chest, squeeze it like you're trying to push those two cables forward, okay? Do it nice and slow for now. Yep, squeeze here again, kind of pushing forward, and then take it back. Now I want you to try something, is I want you to go quickly, but don't think about just moving, and I want to see if you can see the difference. Don't think about just throwing the arms forward, kind of loosey-goosey. Try to tighten up here, and try to move forward only because you're tightening quickly. You see the difference on that? And my chest is still tight. Let's try that again. Tighten the chest up, and then move quickly forward because the muscle is shortening faster. Does that make sense? I hope so. Squeeze. Here, let me get a little closer. Maybe you can even see. Hey, good morning, Jennifer. Thanks for commenting. Squeeze it. Jennifer says, good morning to you, and good morning to Leah.
Good morning, Jennifer.
Good. Again, I'm not just throwing my arms forward, but I'm squeezing them quickly forward. See if you can feel that happen. It's going, doo. Cool, nice. Now let's try the opposite. I want you to try to pull back, and you're going to be tightening from here. So my shoulder blades go back. I'm not just throwing my arms back quickly. I actually want to build tension in there. So squeeze and then pull back. Let's try it again. Shoulder blades back. Squeeze the lats. Pull back. These are your lats here. These muscles along your back and along your sides. Let's try it again. Cool. Let's do one more of those. Cool. Let's move down into the lower body. So we're just going to do a squat. Let's sink down, pushing the butt back. Now I'm going to squeeze all these muscles. So I'm going to squeeze my butt, squeeze my quadriceps. Now again, we're just warming up, okay? Don't worry too much about your depth. Just get down to a comfortable position. Squeeze all these muscles, butt, hamstrings, quads, and use those muscles to help you stand up. You should feel everything squeezing, and then let it go. Let's sink back down. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the quads, squeeze the hamstrings. Tighten everything up as you rise up. Good, relax. Now let's do that one more time. Now when you do this though, let's tighten quickly to kind of fire you up. And I should feel everything tight at the top, then let it go. Let's try that again. Now if it's helpful, when I quickly go up, you notice my knees are going to shove back and my hips are going to shove forward. You see that? They're kind of going like this. Let's try it again. Squeeze it all. Good, one more time. Squeeze it all. Cool. That's really going to help us get into some of our power training. Cool. Let's move into some of that plyometric training I was talking about. I'm going to open up the door here. So plyometric training, we're actually going to be bouncing on the balls of our feet, okay? Really simple stuff. You almost want to think about your foot ankle just being stiff, so you're actually not going through its full range. You're just trying to keep it as stiff as you can and then bouncing off the floor. So we'll start with our first plyometric exercise. We call these pencil jumps, and you're just using both feet, and you're just bouncing up and down, okay? And you're not really moving from the knees. Your knees are soft, but you're not really trying to work from your knees, okay? Here we go, 20 seconds. So you're just bouncing up and down. See, I'm keeping my ankles real stiff, and you're just firing up off the floor. This is a true plyometric. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. And rest. All right. Nice job on the plyometric out there. I'm sure you did great. Cool. Now, next plyometric exercise we're going to do is actually we're going to turn into a high knee run, but I want you to think about being springy off your feet. Okay, so for example, I'm going to do a high knee run, not focusing on the springiness, and it would kind of look like this, almost like a jog. I actually want to keep my ankles stiff, and I'm trying to fire off the ground, and that's going to turn it into a little more plyometric exercise. Okay, we're going to do just one more of these. We're going to go for 20 seconds. You ready for it? Let's go. Fire them off the ground. almost like a sprint. But again, you're focused on your ankles being springy, firing off the ground. 3, 2, 1. Woo! And rest. Nice job, ladies. Hey, good job out there. Hopefully your heart rate got up a little bit on that too. But keeping those ankle stiffs, your calves should feel awesome. So now we're actually going to transition. I know we're only going to do one set of each of those. That's it. It's kind of crazy. If you later on need to pause this, or if you're watching this for the first time, just pause it and you can do another set if you want to. But we're just doing one set each of those. All right, now we're going to get into our power training. Now with power training, these are going to be very short sets, just 15 to 20 seconds on each of these. And again, we're focusing not just on moving quickly and explosively, but we're focused on the muscle actually tightening and shortening faster. So I want to make sure you remember that. We're actually going to start with push-ups. And what I want to encourage you to do, if you've never done any kind of power training before, is to actually do a modified version. I am going to do a full version. Leah's going to do the modified version, but I might switch to the modified version. Again, the goal isn't really loading up the muscles. It's to get the muscle to move quickly, okay? So let's try this out. So on your push-up, this is the one where you're going to focus on your chest contracting faster. Okay, so let's just try a practice one first, and then we'll actually get into our set. Okay, now where are you focused on? Your chest squeezing quickly. So don't just focus on throwing your body up. You want to focus on squeezing the chest. So let me see if I can give you an example. So this would, if I just kind of threw my body up, that's what it'll look like. Here's what it looks like squeezing the chest. It's not a whole lot different, but hopefully the movement looks a little more robotic, a little more stiff. So hopefully you tried one out there. Now let's do a set. So it'll be explosive, tightening up the chest, powering up, kind of go down a little more slowly, and then power up again, okay? We're going to go for about 20 seconds. Let's go. Again, tightening from the chest. And my chest should feel, your chest should feel tight at the top. Good, and that was about 20 seconds. Nice. Okay, you're going to have a real rest in between, and I want you to do an active recovery. The active recovery is you can just open up and then relax. Open up. Good, relax. Open up and relax. And don't be afraid to do the modified version. What's really neat about the modified version is you can focus more on your chest and less about keeping everything in your body stiff, like a good push-up, like on a good push-up you should. You can really focus in on the chest. So we're going to do a second set. Now this time, same thing. We're tightening from the chest, but we're going to take away that slow return, and we're going to try to make it more continuous, okay? Again, pulling from the chest. Only go as fast as you can feel that chest tightening up. All right, let's do it. 20 seconds. Oh, good, and rest it. Whew, let's go right into that active recovery. Now, I'm only kneeling down so you can see me, so I don't have to keep readjusting the camera. But just open up, hold for a few, and then relax it. Let's do it again. Open up, relax, open up, relax. One more time, open up, and relax. Okay, let's move to the lower body. So we're going to do a squat jump. Squat jump, squat jump. So on this one, when you fire up quickly, again, you want to think about squeezing from these muscles, okay? Don't just fling yourself up. And don't worry about using the arms yet. We'll use the arms in the second set. So you're going to squeeze here and here, kind of fire it up, and then pop up, and then soft landing, okay? Soft landing. So we're going to go for about 20 seconds. Here we go. Don't use the arms yet. Last one. Good. Whew, good. You can just do a little bit of marching, active recovery. Now this second set, you are going to use your arms. Make sure you don't hit the ceiling above you. But I'm going to throw my arms up, and I'm going to be trying to touch the ceiling. So I'm going to be tightening here, but I'm also using my arms to help kind of fling me up as well, okay? So this will be our second lower body power exercise. We'll start in about 10 seconds. You ready for it out there? Okay, let's get into position. About 20 seconds. Here we go. Oh, sorry, last thing is it's more continuous. You'll pause, but try to get right back into it, okay? Let's go. And rest.
I'm good. I was planning to anyway.
All right. Take a break out there, and we'll move into some core training. So next one we're going to do is a sit-up, but I actually want to start with a crunch, and then we'll progress to a full sit-up. So again, on the crunch, you're trying to move your rib cage to your pelvis. You're trying to move this quickly, but again, not because you're throwing your head forward, but because this is contracting quickly. I'm going to take the camera down a little lower so you can see this. Now we've got this great couch where I can kind of tuck my feet in, which is nice. All right, here we go. So again, I'm not going to throw my head forward. I'm going to tighten here to turn my ribs forward. Okay, so let me show you an example of throwing myself forward. My head and arms will move first. Now I kind of flop back down. Now let me give you an example of actually tightening here first and moving up into it from my abs. Did you see the difference in that? So that was my abs contracted, pulling on my rib cage, and my rib cage fired forward. But I'm doing it quickly, but just as fast and quickly as my abs can control. Okay, let's get into it. 20 seconds. And on this one, fire up quick, go down slow. Second set, we'll actually go a little faster, okay? All right, here we go. Good. Now that's a really high level skill. If you notice, my head was not being thrown forward. My neck was stiff. It was following along my rib cage. Now second set, let's do some active recovery, sorry. Pelvis, we're just gonna do some pelvis rocking. Look at how my pelvis rocks forward. Now rock your pelvis back. Go forward and backwards, nice and easy. Now second one, we're gonna do a full sit-up. Okay, so I'm going to engage not only my abs, but also my hip flexors as I do this. Now it's going to be helpful to have your feet anchored on something if you have the option. If you don't have them anchored, you're going to have to go a little slower. But when you have them anchored, you can actually pull against your anchor, and that's going to help your hip flexors actually fire up a little better. And it's not cheating, it's just physics. It's going to help you create more tension in those muscles. And that's what we're trying to do. All right, so let's do our second set. Let's try to sketch out a little more. So again, I'm going to tighten from here first, but also from my hip flexors. So I'm going to kind of push my feet up against the couch or my anchor. And I'm pulling from both areas. I'm going to throw I shouldn't say throw myself forward, but tighten from here. Ready? Let's do it. Good. And that's rest. Now, if you're wondering why we only go for, let's go into your pelvic rocking, sorry. If you're wondering why we only go for 20 seconds, that's because that's about as long as your muscles can maximally and quickly contract before you start slowing down. So, and we're also training a different energy system, which actually lasts probably even less than that. Good. Oh, we got another comment here. Hello to Talia and Trinity too. Oh, thanks, Jen. You're so sweet. All right, doing the pelvic rocking. Cool. All right. Now we're going to go into another one. We're doing a back extension. Now, again, the key on this one is to tighten these muscles up before you move. So again, I'm not just using my head to throw my torso up. I'm going to squeeze back here to lift my rib cage. And we're going to go for 20 seconds. On the first set, we're going to do, there was a crumb on the floor. On the first set, we're going to go up quick and then down slow. Second set, it'll be more continuous, okay? Only go as high as your back feels comfortable though, okay? You might not go up suddenly as high as you can. You might go just up halfway, especially to start. As you feel better, you can go up higher and higher each time. All right, here we go. Let's do it. See how my head's not flinging around? See how it's stiff? Okay, rest. Let's pass 20 seconds. Good. All right, flip it over just to go into your pelvic rocking again. Active recovery. Just rolling that pelvis back and forth. Should feel good. Now I'll do a second set. Now on this second set, I'm going to try to get a little more continuous. Okay, not getting out of control, only going as fast as you can control. But the more strength you have, guess what? The better that control is going to be. And I should say the more practice you have at developing these skills. But again, if this is the first time you're doing this power stuff, that's okay. Just go a little slower. Nothing wrong with that at all. All right, let's do it. Flip it over. Again, going into that explosive, powerful back extension, but it's more continuous this time. We're going to try to go for about 20 seconds. Ready? Here we go. Again, notice how I'm not throwing my body up. That's going to prevent me from going too far. And then I'm starting to fatigue. Whew. Nice. It's a little over 20 seconds. Good, rested out there. All right, let's bring it to a standing position. We're going to go over something real quick. Okay, let's go into your pelvic rocking again, but we'll do it standing. Just tipping the pelvis up and taking it back. Just rolling the pelvis. Cool. All right, guys, you can rest it. All right, we're going to do another exercise. I actually want to go over this one up here real quick. We're going to do this T position. Okay, now when we do it, you'll actually be lying flat on the floor. But let's just practice it standing up, and then we'll do it on the floor. Your arms will be your resistance. So watch my shoulder blades. Watch how they pull together. Okay, did you see that? So it's not just my arms going back, it's my shoulder blades pulling back as well. And really, when we do this exercise, the range is so small, I want you to think about moving more from the shoulder blades than you are from your shoulders. I know that might be hard to separate out. That's okay. Just think about those shoulder blades going back, okay? So let's just practice a few of those. Just open up, arms straight, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Leah's going to keep showing you from the front. I'm going to show you from the back. Can you see how my shirt kind of squinches up or wrinkles up? That's the exercise. Now, when I do it on the ground, the tendency is to arch my back and lift my head up. We're done with the back extension, okay? So we're working these upper back muscles. Let's practice that one more time, but I want you to add that squeeze. So try to squeeze from back here as you do it, okay? Squeeze. Let's try it again. Squeeze from those shoulder blade muscles. Good, and try one more time. Squeeze from those shoulder blade muscles. Good. Rest. If you've done any of these other workouts in the past, we've actually worked on that quite a bit, but mostly just holding. So now we're going to kind of rapidly move into that position. But again, make sure you don't just flap your arms out. Keep it stiff, only moving as quickly as these muscles can contract. All right, let's take it back down to the floor, and let's try this exercise out. I'm going to try to give you 2 viewpoints. Leah, can you lay this way? And then I'll lay sideways. I'll try not to whack you in the face. All right. So yeah, so I'm sideways here. Leah is going to show you the front angle. Okay, here we go. Up quickly, down a little more slowly. We'll go about 20 seconds. Try to leave that head down, Leah. Okay. See how my shoulder blades move up? You know, I'm not just flapping my arms up. Try to move quickly from my shoulder blades. This is a really tough exercise if you do it right. Trying to lead with my shoulder blades. Good. You can bring it to a rest. Okay, let's do a little active recovery. That was a little longer than 20. Sorry about that. Okay, active recovery is you're just doing little shoulder blade circles. Okay, let's reverse it. Okay. We're going to do that again. Now, same deal, but we're going to try to move more rapidly. Now, try not to get into this bird flapping, okay? It's keeping the muscles tight and only moving as fast as your muscles can contract, the muscles that we're focused on. I think a good word to use here, I might have already used it a couple times, is you want to be robotic, stiff and robotic on these, okay? We're not fluid. That's another kind of training, but I want you to be stiff and robotic. Let's do it again. Okay, ready? All right, here we go. 20 seconds or thereabouts. Whew. Good, rest it. Nice job. Again, hopefully you can see how much I'm moving from my shoulder blades. That's taken a long time to get really good at. So again, if you need to go a little slower to really get the motion, that's totally, totally fine. All right, let's get up on our feet and we'll go to the next exercise. Okay, now in this next exercise, we did this one last week. We did it slowly. We're going to try to do it more rapidly. Okay, and this is that single leg squat with an outrigger, or sorry, I know you're behind me, or front loaded lunge. So I'm going to go sideways. Lee, if you can get the front view. So notice how all my weight's going to be on my front leg. I have very little pressure on this back foot. Okay, but I still have a little pressure on my back foot. And the motion is I'm letting my butt push back. Notice how my knee is bending, but there's not much weight there. I'm going to feel that glute. I'm going to squeeze my glute and then power up. Okay, actually, let me do this leg first. That makes more sense. So again, I'm going to sink down. I'm pushing my butt back. Look how my torso is leaning over my front foot. That's very important to get that glute fired up. And I'm going to squeeze quickly. That's the exercise. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll go for 20 seconds. I'll go down a little more quickly and squeeze from my glute. Keeping my weight on my front foot. Feel that?
Yeah.
Notice I'm not pulling from my back, pulling from my butt. Good, rest it. Now let's go ahead and go to the other side. Same deal, pulling from my butt. Okay, let's sink down. Squeeze from the glute. Almost all of my weight is on my front foot. Good. All right, we're going to do a second set each side. This time, though, we're going to do the return much more rapidly. So we're getting into it quick, coming out of it quick. All right, let's do it. Again, keep that weight on your front foot. Firing from the glute. I'm driving my hips forward each time. Woo! Good, let's switch it around. Same thing, other side. Let's do it. Most of my weight's on my front foot, a little bit on my back. And rest it. Holy moly. All right, guys, nice job out there. That's going to be all the power training we do. We're going to do start a little bit of a cool down, but we're going to do some transitional exercises into our cool down. So we're not just stopping right away. And I actually want to do some animal movements for our cool down. Hopefully you're sweating a little bit. Your muscles have been working really hard. We're going to do some of these total body kind of challenges, and then we'll get right into our cool down. So we're going to do our ape, our bear crawl, and our crab, okay? Now we're not going for time. We're going to do, or for a long time, maybe going for 30 seconds or so. Let's get into the ape. And if you don't know how to do it, just follow along. Good. Now, if you don't have a lot of space out there, just go side to side, or just take one or two steps each direction. Cool. All right, rest it. Okay, after our ape, let's do our bear crawl. We'll go forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. Here we go. Let's do that one more time, forwards and backwards. Good. And we'll go into our crab. Trying to keep the shoulders shoved down. Let's do that one more time. Again, if you don't have enough much space, you can just stay stationary and just move side to side like so, okay? Should have told you that at the beginning. Just thought of that. Good. Rest it. All right, let's get into our cool down. We've just transitioned. We're actually going to do a little bit of balance work and then get into the rest of our cool down. So real simple balance exercise. We're just going to have you shift weight onto that right leg, picking up your left foot, and we're going to slowly rock back to the other side. Really feel that transition. Really feel how your weight is shifting. Try to be as still and calm as possible. Cool. Now we'll go front to back. Same thing. One leg behind, one leg in front. You'll rock forward, hold for a few seconds, make sure you're under control, and then rock back. Hold for a few seconds. Good, letting the breathing calm down, letting the heart rate come down. Good, let's switch legs, front to back. Hold for a few, nice and calm. Now, if you need to, if you notice your arms are shooting out to try to maintain your balance, you can put your hands on your hips or even put them across your chest to kind of force you to work in your hips, ankles, and feet. That's what we want, maintaining your balance. Now, if you notice you're a little wobbly or you keep kind of touching your toe, that's okay. Try to get, every time you do this, every time you work on your, every time you work on your balance, just try to get a little better. The effort is what really counts on this stuff. Intending to do the right thing. Cool. All right, let's get down to a few cool down movements. Let's do this one actually. This is one we love doing with our kids. I want you to pretend there's a paint bucket in front of you, and you're going to, it can be any color you want, and you're going to dip your hands in the paint, and I want you to paint a sphere around you. And I want you to go as high as you can and as low as you can. And I want you to try to paint every cubic inch of that sphere. Okay, maybe I'm doing both sides at the same time. Go nice and slow. Now your feet, they can pivot, but they've got to stay stationary. Okay? They can pivot, but they can't move side to side or front to back. And again, make sure you're going low and high, gently moving into these places. Oh, I missed a spot over there. Missed a spot over here. But you can see what this is doing. This is getting you to move through lots and lots of different ranges in different ways, using your torso, using your shoulder blades, arms. Good. And let's bring that to a rest. I think that's pretty good for the day. Hey, everyone out there, thanks for joining. Really appreciate the comments. Hope you had fun. And that's what it's like to work on a little bit of power without the use of any equipment. Do you have a good workout, Leah?
Great workout. Thanks,
Yeah,
Patrick.
I paid her to say that beforehand. But hey, we had a lot of fun over here. Hopefully you had fun out there. I'm Patrick again. This is Leah. I'm a Spartan SGX level 2 coach, personal trainer, a bunch of other stuff as well. Feel free to check out my website, Exercise Concepts. It's exercise-concepts.com. And feel free to leave any more comments. All right, everybody, take care out there. Have a great weekend. Bye.